Hi guys, and welcome to our podcast. Hit it or spit it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh
I have
my
so
God.
much shit in this podcast.
For our first segment, we'll be talking about...
Truman's shit in his pocket.
Shit.
Truman, what do you have in
Not-
your pocket?
I'm not
I
doing
literally
segments.
have so much lint in my pocket.
It's just lint.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is it like white and brown colored lint?
I don't know.
You can see it.
I don't know.
Oh,
what it
man.
is.
You guys
This
can't
they
see
can.
it.
They can
Because-
It's just paper lint.
This
it looks
isn't-
like he put some
think
paper
it's
in
a
his
receipt.
pocket.
Audio
This is a
podcast.
ticket of some sort.
It is a
Oh,
ticket.
ah,
There are no visuals. Time for our first joke of the day.
Alright, Aiden. Give us a
What
ticket.
did the mayo say when somebody opened the refrigerator door?
What?
Close the door, will you? I'm dressing.
That's so dumb.
What?
You get it?
So-
Because
No.
he's
I'm-
mayo.
I'm not gonna give you the,
There's
the
like ranch.
satisfaction of
There's
laughing
like
at that.
ranch. And that's, he's like a dressing. You put on stuff.
Okay, whoa, hold up.
Mayo isn't
We
trash.
should
Yeah,
probably-
mayo is
Mayo's
dressing.
We should probably
That's what-
introduce
okay,
ourselves.
that's what
Oh
classic
yeah, we should
jokes
introduce
said.
ourselves.
Yeah, we should all introduce ourselves.
Good job,
Okay.
Mr. Go ahead.
So, we're Guy Excellent. I'm
We're Guy.
Emerson.
I'm Aiden
I'm Abby.
Ellison.
You did this on purpose, dude.
Let's start over. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Emerson Weiler.
I'm Aiden James Ellison.
God damn it.
Abby,
Now we gotta go back around
I'm
and do
Abby.
it.
Wait, we need to start again. I'm
I'm not
Okay,
saying my
one
full
more.
I'm not doing that.
I'm Emerson Charles Weiler.
I'm Aiden James Ellison.
I'm Abigail Lynn Heiberger.
I'm Truman Ford McCaw.
I'm Max Kenneth Allen.
And we're Guy
Guy
Excellent.
Excellent.
Miss it.
Alright, what's our first?
Hit it or
They can't
spit
see
it,
that I
baby.
dabbed, so that was kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
We
now
have-
they
we
know
actually-
that I dabbed.
So,
Yeah.
why are we starting a podcast?
Why not?
Well,
Max really
Yeah.
wanted to.
I like
really wanted to.
podcasts, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that.
Alright.
Truman
what's our
likes his own
first...
voice.
Yeah.
I don't have a social life. Emerson had a mic.
Yeah.
I just
And
feel
Aiden
like-
really wants people to laugh at his
And
jokes. So
His jokes that he got off the internet.
we all have our own reasons, really, for being here.
Oh,
there are better ones, I swear.
Go ahead. Tell us a better one.
Okay. There's a special type of people who are always in a hurry. The rush-ins.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
man.
man.
His delivery.
Okay,
Thank
great.
That's
you.
wonderful.
How about those Russians?
How about
How about
that?
those
All about him.
We used to be pretty scared of him, huh?
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wasn't scared of him.
The
I
Cold
meant during the
War.
Cold
Yeah.
War. Not you personally. Let's talk about
That's
the Cold
fucking
War,
Russian.
guys.
Should we
I
talk
don't-
Well,
about
one of my
Cold
favorite movies.
Just tell us your favorite
War?
movie.
Well, no, I don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
I have too many.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you. You were opening
Oh.
with the sentence.
Okay,
continue
well-
with the sentence.
Actually, let me. You guys keep talking. Let me spot check this. I don't want to sound like an
Alright,
idiot.
my favorite movie right now,
Isn't
Oh,
definitely
right now?
Jumanji.
what the fuck?
Like
I
the remake,
love
or
no.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
that movie wasn't bad. That movie wasn't.
It
bad.
was.
wasn't
No,
bad.
okay, they're already working on the second one.
Oh no, we don't need that.
God damn it.
This was the second one, was it not?
I have
Yeah.
something.
I guess.
I have something I want to talk about.
Okay.
You guys, so Jack Black was in that movie.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Do you know Jack Black's son?
Yeah.
He is a legend. Look him up on Instagram. His name's Papa Sharks.
Oh,
Hey,
Yeah,
Google.
I'm sure that is not his
Hey,
actual.
Google.
Well, yeah, but like on Instagram, that's his
Okay.
name.
Who is
He's
Jack
a
Black's son?
He's a fucking legend. That's what he is.
Okay.
I can't really describe it, but go to his Instagram page. Just check it out.
Which one? Thomas David or Samuel
I don't-
Davis?
I don't-
Samuel
You know who else was
Jackson.
in that movie? Karen Gillan. And
Who's
she was
that?
In, she was
Was
in
she the
Guardians of the
redhead?
Galaxy. She's the blue sister. Yeah, she's
Nebula?
redhead.
Oh, she's
Nebula?
also in
Nebula.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, she's also in Doctor Who.
She's pretty hot.
I didn't want to say Doctor Who because that makes me sound like a fucking nerd. But yes, she's really.
I've
hot.
only ever seen her as Nebula,
pretty hot.
so.
I
Yeah,
own
she's
Doctor
actually
Who
attractive.
season 11 on DVD.
That's
so
one of my favorite seasons.
It's good.
Dude.
Which
I have
one is with the
one of
girl?
them pirated on
They're all.
Rose. They all.
No, the one that's the girl.
When
is
the
doctor.
doctor's a girl.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's
the
the
most
newest
recent
one,
one.
yeah.
That sucks.
I heard it. Yeah, I heard it sucks dick.
Okay, but people said Peter Capaldi sucks, and then
Oh, yeah.
they gave him like a week, and they're
What's-
like, "Wow, he's
All right, who's the
awesome.
best doctor? Oh wait, you guys-
Okay.
Eleven. 11.
Oh, I
Which one is
agree.
that?
It
Wait,
is.
no, Adam.
Wait, which one was
Wait,
Converse?
something
Are you
Smith.
talking
Matt
Which one was
Smith.
Converse?
No,
Which
what's
one
the one
was
before
Converse?
Matt
That's
Smith?
10. That's
David-
Okay, no, 10's
I
my
know
favorite.
it.
David Tennant.
David
David Tennant was fucking
He's
awesome.
amazing.
He's amazing.
That's the only one I've ever watched.
But Matt Smith is such. I just have a lot of thoughts and I can't get it out. I'm like a fucking nerd.
Also, Matt Smith is in episode 9, so.
Also,
Oh yes.
Yeah?
so
Facts.
one of my favorite movies.
Then
Probably
you gotta
my
slow down the tone so
probably
you
my
can tell
favorite
me.
animated movie is The Iron Giant.
Oh yeah.
And
Let's
it
go.
takes place during the Cold War. I had to spot check that because
No, you're
I didn't want to be an idiot.
Oh,
on
you
our
wanted to make
podcast.
sure it took
Yeah,
place
just in
during the
case.
Cold War.
But I knew it did because they have the scene, which is a good scene, where he's drawing the picture of the Iron Giant, and then they have the projector, and it's like singing the song, and it's like, when there's an atomic bomb, get under your desk. But that's not the song. But that has to do with the Cold War. So what are your guys' favorite animated movies?
Do they need to be about the Cold War or?
No.
Mine's Big
Animated
Hero
movies.
6.
Big
I
Hero
just-
6.
Ooh, that's a
I-
banger, dude.
That's
I-
your favorite?
Animated movie,
That's
really?
pretty
I can
trash.
think
Yeah.
of.
Actually-
No, it for real is. I think that it
Wow.
portrays. Listen to me. It portrays grief. And it portrays like children and younger kids having emotions
Okay.
in like a real way, and it's important, and
Okay.
it's something for
So you
film.
tell
that
me
a lot of
Lilo and
things-
Y'all ever
Stitch
watched
didn't do that?
Hentai?
Yeah. Oh fuck off.
Yeah, bro.
I was trying to
Black,
give
Black Bible,
my
what's it
actual.
called? Black Bible Now or something?
No, but Abby,
That's a
Abby.
banger, dude.
Here's my problem with Big Hero
Literally.
6. The twist in that, awful. So
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
You know it. Oh yeah.
So bad.
Obviously the twist is bad, but you know what the better twist is?
What's
That the brother
this?
fucking dies in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
That's
But he
like
didn't
that's,
even need to.
Yeah,
die.
but what about
Yes,
That is
he
so
did.
dumb.
That's
No,
the
he
entire plot of
Ratatouille's
the
a
movie.
banger.
Did you
Ratatouille.
guys
That's
watch
true.
that film theory episode that the brother is hero from the future comes
What?
back to the past?
They're literally siblings.
Wait, that's
No.
Back to the Future.
No, but that's the thing. Matt Pat, he said he came from the future back to the past so that his younger self would have a buddy.
Oh, that's
And then he
pretty
faked
cool.
his death so he'd become a superhero. I don't know if that's all
That's
true,
horrible.
but
I don't like that.
I thought it was
That's the
pretty
worst
neat.
thing.
Yeah.
Fine.
Stay
though.
to the joke, say
That's
it.
terrible.
Yeah, it gives him the
Stick
joke.
to the joke.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, I'm saving this one. This one's too good.
Alright.
This one's less good. What is a typical diet of a sea monster?
What?
People.
No. Fish and ships. Ships. Fish and ships.
What?
Oh, okay. It's because he tried to do the
Fish.
shifts.
So loud.
Fish and
I
ships.
don't watch this review. What is it? How about
got it.
it's turned on?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said, what
We've
does
got
my
a-
sister know?
What?
I actually.
Having
Let's
an
talk about our
argument in your head
sisters.
about
I
your
have a sister.
No, let's talk
I
about
don't want to
this.
do that.
Yeah, let's talk about our sisters.
I don't
Emerson
wanna
has
do
a
that.
sister,
I have
and
a sister.
Truman has a sister.
Max, do you
Max
have
the
a
only
sister?
person who doesn't have a sister.
Well,
You don't get to
no.
talk then.
He has a
But I have
girlfriend,
I have a cousin who lived with me for a year. That's a fun
That
fact.
counts.
Cool.
Alright, Emerson, talk about your sister.
Sister's pretty dope.
That's
Yeah.
One of my
She-
first memories of my sister was when I was an infant and she bit me on the nose for no reason, and that set the stage for our
Probably
entire
deserved it, though.
A
relationship.
dog did that to my
I
dad
was a
once.
child.
You probably deserved it though.
Are we gonna post this
Just if you
online?
want to my sister, not me.
We'll review it.
Yes,
and then-
but you have to say
and we'll
what you
edit.
said.
Well, I really love my sister. I actually called her today, but she was at a hockey game.
I'm gonna call my sister right now.
I'll
Yeah.
call my sister right
No,
now.
let me call my
I'll
sister
do-
first.
Why do you?
I vote we do neither.
Yeah.
Fine.
I played jazz with you.
I respect Guy Excellent, Truman.
Cool.
Put her
But
on.
nobody
Put her on
respects
speaker.
Guy Excellent.
No,
Like,
I
Alright, I'm calling my
Have
sister.
her on the podcast.
Okay.
Hello?
That was quick. What's up?
Hey, nothing much. I'm on tech right now. What's up?
Oh, cool. What show are you doing?
I'm teching Into the Woods.
Oh my goodness, what a good time. Guess
That's
what?
good. Never mind.
You're on our podcast.
I'm what now?
What do you want to say to the people?
You know what? Follow your dreams, eat what you want, and pet a cat.
Bars.
All right.
Bars.
Bye, sister.
Thank you.
Good luck. Break a leg.
Wonderful.
So that was our first guest star.
Audrey
Okay.
Nicole. Let's give it up for
We're
Audrey
definitely-
Nicole.
We're definitely going to be having some other guest stars on here, so comment down below and tell us who you want us to have on.
Any celebs?
Maybe Jack
Chris
Black's
Pratt.
brother.
Jack
Son.
Black.
I was
Or his
thinking-
son. I mean his son.
is really dope.
Nathan Black.
Or his brother.
Does Jack Black have a brother?
I don't know.
He's no.
Hey, Google.
Wait. It's,
Hey Google.
no. No, his brother's not in
Does
Tenacious
Jack Black
D, right?
have a brother?
No,
I
that's
don't
that's
know.
not true. That's not
No,
true.
he
I
totally
feel like
does
it's a
have a
really good
brother.
idea for a video.
But it's not
Howard
So
Black.
it's like.
okay, but he's not okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right, Abby, what's your idea?
So my idea for a video, we'll cut this out if we actually plan on doing it.
no, we won't.
I don't want to say it because it's
Let's
gonna
say
be-
it.
Say it.
Okay, so
We'll
like
post this
you know when
after.
they do like
Or tomorrow.
like question, like you answer the question and you take
Oh
a
yeah,
shot.
we talked.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
answer the question except we have to do a trick shot, and then if you miss the trick shot, you still have to answer it.
Good, cause I'm underage, so.
We're all under.
Thank God.
Uh,
Alright, here we go.
Okay.
I'm gonna play tonight.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Alright, here we go. Now we're gonna talk about Star Wars.
yes.
Why
That's-
would you?
Now
Don't
we're-
say
This
it
is
like
so
that. Just
soon.
bring up.
We
Just
should
bring
wait
up
until
Star
we-
Wars.
we
We're
should-
No,
having
we're
a
talking about Star
conversation.
Wars.
Don't fucking.
Can I
Well,
just
talk
say
about Star
that?
Wars. Emerson
Now
and I
we're
got 5
talking
chapters.
about Star Wars.
Emerson and I got 5 chapters into the junior novelization of The Force Awakens because Aiden, Max, and Truman were 30 minutes late.
Not my fault, by the way.
I will
That's
say.
my fault.
I will
We
say.
know
that-
For reasons
was
undisclosed to the
busy.
Oh,
public.
we are all aware. We all know the fucking
You're aware,
reasons.
but they're not aware. So
Take,
just,
take a guess. Take a guess, listeners.
Of what?
Comment down below what you think Max was doing.
What could a young man be doing with his girlfriend? Playing board games?
Probably.
Eating yogurt?
Can I say?
we were having
The.
tea.
Oh yeah.
Did you remember the tea?
Herbal.
Yep. I gave her lots of tea.
That's good.
Um,
Anyways.
the
Emerson,
most.
that's what you say.
The most interested I've ever been in Star Wars was when Abby was reading me the first
There you
5
go.
chapters.
It was really well written, for real.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who
I got
wrote
a glimpse
Am I?
into
I'm the
Poe's
odd one
or
out
into
here because
Finn's
I don't.
mind.
I don't really
Yeah.
care for Star Wars.
It's
right?
great. You're gonna
okay,
listen to
I
us talk
still
about it.
respect that, Emerson. You know, we still appreciate you as a person.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
actually think I remember one of my, not my first time, but I remember one of my first times watching Star Wars Episode 4, not on VHS, but DVD.
Wow.
Oh shit.
Which, and then,
living in 2048.
yeah, and then, because it was because the DVD was a lot more high quality than the VHS, it was a lot more scary when Obi-Wan cuts off the arm.
Oh yeah.
I was
There's
like,
blood.
oh, I was, but
That's what sounds right.
yeah.
What? Whoa.
I
But-
wasn't allowed to watch the third one until for years and years and years. And then when I
I actually
watched
knew
it,
a
I
lot
got
of people
bored
like
and
that.
fell asleep. So I've never actually seen it all the way through,
Wow.
but like I know it.
Wow.
I've
Yeah,
seen
you
it, like,
should probably
patches of it.
watch it.
The
No,
third
I
one's
know
my
it.
favorite
I've
of the
seen it a lot.
prequels.
The other day, I realized I was
yeah,
watching the
absolutely.
I think
prequels,
the
and I
first one.
realized that I haven't seen them in like so long that I
Really?
forgot the entire
I think
plot
the first
of all
one-
of them.
I
No,
watched
I-
them
Okay.
last year.
I watched them earlier this year.
Oh, they're
I-
classic.
I honestly don't think I've finished all the prequels.
That's alright.
got it.
I
That's
think-
alright.
I know
I
if-
really should. I was actually watching Clone Wars before I came here.
Really?
Such a good time.
Something that I think is magical, though, is I didn't realize that the prequels were made after the originals until I was like,
You're like,
12, and I was like,
wow.
That's why they're
This is
that
sick.
bad.
So I
That's a
don't
good
know.
time.
I appreciate the universe that George Lucas made.
Wait,
and-
thoughts on
Last Jedi.
friggin' sorry, but at the end of
Oh.
no, let's not get into that. I was gonna say thoughts.
Classic.
It took me.
Sorry.
It
Thoughts
took
on
me
Darth
2 years.
Maul.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Thoughts
There
on
you go.
Darth Maul coming back at the end of
Of
Solo?
Solo?
Yeah.
My only thoughts
Good.
are
With, like, robot legs.
Oh,
we
you don't
need-
understand.
We need the Obi-Wan movie, and
Yeah.
we need it
Oh,
with
yeah.
a fight scene
Yep.
between him and Darth Maul
Yep.
with Duel of the Fates in the
That's
background.
the
Okay.
best
If
fight
there's
scene
my
in
thing.
If they
Star
don't
Wars.
have that, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I think Solo is probably in my top 4 favorite Star Wars movies.
Really?
I thought it
I
was
loved
good.
it.
Love
No,
Solo.
I loved it.
Yeah,
Bottom 5.
Are you
I
kidding?
really?
bro.
We know that you want to be Han Solo, and so you didn't feel like that was an accurate depiction.
Whoa,
But, like-
no. I just think that, in the words of wise people, Han Solo has one of the best introductions in cinema history. You walk into a bar, and there's a guy, and and there's another dude, and he's an alien. He says, "I got you now, boy. You got debts on your head." And he goes, "Oh yeah." Trying to, and kills the guy, walks away unscathed. And now you're gonna make a whole movie about about when he was little, about random things that in his life that.
Well, I don't
were-
think-
weren't
okay,
that
still think it was
interesting.
If I was,
Yeah,
no,
but
and
it's
if I
just
was showing
unnecessary.
Star Wars to my kids, I would show A New
You
Hope
don't watch them in
before.
chronological order.
Yeah.
You watch them in the order they
No,
were.
But I
obviously
think
not.
as a fan, I like to know, like, And it's like
Yeah,
it's
it's
cliche and dumb, but
I don't
I
know
like
who
to
said
know what's
it.
happening before.
Of course.
I don't know who said it, but there was a director once who said, whatever movie you're making needs to be the most important point of that person's life. So then if you make sequels and things like that, it has to be the most important point at that time.
Yeah.
And I don't think Solo is the most important point of his life.
Okay.
And that's why it's not good, like, plot-wise,
Exactly.
but I think it's interesting as a fan for so long to see that character in a different light.
Mm-hmm.
Although
Yeah.
it wasn't him 100%, and it couldn't
Yeah.
have been no matter what.
Well, I personally, as someone who's not like a hardcore Star Wars geek even then, or like
Sorry.
I thought that like from just a literal like movie critique standpoint, it had a good storyline. It was kind of stereotypical, but it was fine. It was all right. It had good character development. I thought particularly the fight scenes were awesome.
Yeah.
For they used like actual elements of jujitsu and like actual UFC fucking MMA fighting elements, and I thought that was super like that
Real.
attention to detail. Yeah, it
Yeah,
made
it
it
was
feel
cool.
super
Yeah.
real. It was a very real movie. I loved. I think like one of my favorite moments like ever is when he's fighting Chewbacca, right? And just the whole
Yeah.
vibe of the kind of the black and white tone of that. Just it feels like such a good scene. I love watching that. It feels really good. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I just like it.
Yeah.
I feel like fine. You can talk.
Okay.
About
I don't know. My beef with the movie is I just feel like they came into it. First of all, there was a lot of troubles in the movie. Like, not in the actual movie, but in the production of the movie. Like, a lot of stuff went down that was not planned. Like, they had two directors who did, like, 21 Jump Street and the Lego Batman movie.
And Spider-Verse.
And Spider-Verse. They had them making it. And then they said, yeah, you're done. You're not, no. And so they fired them in mid-production. They got another guy to come on.
Okay,
Right,
but that's
so
not
so
Naruto's
you
on
think
the
it would have
fire.
been
but
worse?
that's not what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Do
saying.
you think it would have
So
been worse?
this is what I'm saying. What happened then is they had to go back and they went back on what the fans would be like, would accept, and that is we have all these things that we know Han Solo has done that we haven't explained, or that we haven't explained in canon. So let's explain all those things, and I feel like the movie is just jumping from those points of like, okay, he did this, and then it's jumping to this point. He's jumping to this point.
Right.
It's like, yeah, at the beginning, it's how he met Chewie, then how he got his gun, and then how he met Lando, and how he did the Kessel Run.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, it's
and
very,
how he did.
it's very
It's
reliant.
just reliant on. Let's talk about things that happen.
Which is fine to an extent, but then there's
You know-
supposed to be 10 years in between
Exactly.
the next movie
yeah.
It's
where
like,
he
no,
does
just
nothing
make
that he
new,
mentioned.
Yeah.
new stuff that
Yeah.
we would like.
You know what movie
But-
bothered me a lot because of that? The Fantastic Beasts.
Oh yeah.
I
That movie
haven't even
I
watched it. I
really
can't even
hated
do
it.
it.
Okay,
was
here's my
horrible.
thing. Like, and this is just
I
with
fell asleep.
this is with any movie that has like a fandom. I think that you have like people who review the movie as a movie, and then they review the movie
As, like, a
as
movie.
like as it fits into the story overall.
As Solo fits into the story, I don't think it was that good, but as a movie, it was
As a-
enjoyable.
exactly.
And
Same
even
with
as
Rogue
Solo
One.
fitting into the story, I think it was okay. It was all right. You know,
Yeah,
it's
well,
not
I think-
horrible like people are saying, but to
But-
someone who's a more hardcore
But
Star
when
Wars
you're
fan,
gonna make
exactly.
a movie about
annoying,
Han
you know.
Solo, it has to be great, and it just wasn't.
Yeah, it just
And that
yeah,
was
that's
frustrating.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and it's just.
I think it was an enjoyable
I
movie.
enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
And I think
Of
it
course.
set up really good things. And like I remember coming out of the theater, I was like, I really enjoyed that. But I think there are problems with it, and I don't think that's like a reason for me to be like, oh man, I hate this movie. But like I'm just like, okay, like I can
Give
accept
our
that there's
ratings. What
problems.
are our ratings? Out of 10.
Solo?
7. No,
Are we each gonna
I'll
say
give it a
8.
6.
An 8. No, it's 7.5. 7.5.
I'd give it a 6 too.
That's pretty high for someone who's it's in the bottom.
Okay, we're just rating it as a movie. I'm not
Well,
really
you're rating
rate.
on
Oh,
whatever
yeah.
scale you want.
I'm rating on whether I like it as a movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll
I
do
give it
like a
6 out of
7.
10 is still pretty good.
Yeah, but that's you're thinking of the scale of like. I'm
No,
thinking,
I'm not saying
I'm
that.
saying 5 is I watched the movie and I
Okay.
go, okay,
All right.
that was a movie.
Mhm.
4 is like the 5 and below is
Yeah,
That
five,
was a waste
five is
of my
completely
time?
neutral, and then below
okay.
is
Just
worse,
the
and
fact
then
that it
above
was
is-
made by the company Lucasfilm brings it up. It
Okay.
can't be
All right, I
bad
see
for
that.
me.
I see
You
that.
feel me?
Yeah, all right.
So-
I'd say I'd give it like a 7.
Emerson, have you seen it?
No.
Great.
And I was
should
gonna
watch
say
it.
that at the beginning, but
Okay,
I
what
still-
Star Wars movies have you seen?
I've seen the original 3,
That's good.
Okay.
probably maybe 2 of the prequels.
Oh, let's talk about Jar Jar Binks.
Oh,
Let's.
That was a joke. I don't want to talk about it.
That's fine. I don't-
Thank God.
Love
I've
you all,
seen
man. Best. Love you.
Force Awakens, The one where they all died. Forgot the
Rogue
title.
One.
Rogue One. That's it.
Definitely.
Infinity
yeah.
War?
I really
Yes, I saw Infinity War.
No, Rogue One is.
I still haven't
I
seen.
really
like
Still haven't
that
seen
one.
Last Jedi. Still haven't seen Solo.
Yeah, The Last Jedi is really solid,
I
but
thought
it
so.
is.
I've come to like it more.
It
Do
is
you like Last
definitely-
Jedi more than Solo?
I think so.
Oh, that's hard. I think I do
Just the fact that
because
it's new material makes it.
well, and just the fact that it's a part of the main story,
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
that it's integral to like the saga and the legacy of Star Wars. It's just like we have to accept what it is. Whether
Yeah.
we
I
like it or
like
not.
Well,
that they
okay.
outstretched. I like that they took risks with it. I like that they didn't.
I wish they would have taken more
personally didn't-
risks.
That's
I
that's
would-
where I was going with this. I
Okay.
feel like it has the tone of, oh, we're branching out, we're being cool, but we're not trying hard enough, right? And so that's why at first I was like, it felt too small scale. It felt kind of it didn't flow well, right? And that's why you got scenes like on the
Canto Bight.
Canto Bight,
Oh, yeah.
where it's just kind of stereotypical,
Yeah.
useless nonsense that didn't really do anything, right?
Is that the one where
And
he
that
drinks
threw
the
me out.
milk?
What's
that scene?
Love that.
That's a
What's
good
that
beginning.
scene?
From the beginning of the movie, I was still like, something is off about this. For some
yeah.
reason, from the beginning, there was something about me that was going, this is weird.
And it's Luke's character, because we all know he wouldn't.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
I will describe to you the problem, and it's just what it is. So, you can agree or disagree with they should have taken more risk, they should have taken less risk.
Okay.
What it boils down to is Disney and the production company that made The Last Jedi does not understand Star Wars.
Yep.
They don't understand Star Wars and how it works, and they really truly haven't dived into the lore and the mythology of it enough to take those risks and execute them well, because what ends up happening is they have scenes where Luke takes one of his most prized and like amazing possessions that he's ever owned, his lightsaber that he got from his father from Ben, and throws it.
And it's just
Like,
for a cheap laugh.
legitimately throws it for just the shock effect.
I didn't think
It
about that.
ruins his
No,
character, and it's just like they don't understand the mythology of Star
Or
Wars.
the characters. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
And it's their fault of one hiring someone who doesn't understand it, and that's why I love J.J. Abrams, and I love that they're bringing it back, because when George Lucas was thinking about, okay, if I'm going to make sequels, I want J.J. Abrams to do that. You know, and I feel like that's why Kathleen Kennedy brought him on, is because Kathleen Kennedy, the president, was like, yeah, George liked him, bring him on. So, they don't, and what ends up happening is, they don't have a George Lucas. There's no George Lucas anymore. George Lucas was the main head of everything, and he said, yep, this is it, this is good, this is good, this is good. It was all in his head. There's none of that anymore. We just have a president who's a producer, who makes movies and just uses trends, and that's what we need.
I like
We need a Kevin Feige of Marvel, who Kevin Feige just knows it all, and controls
Okay.
everything and makes everything so that it coherence and
I
it's good
agree
together.
with that.
We
Yeah,
don't
that
have
makes
that in
sense.
Star Wars.
That
It's-
makes
it's
sense.
rough.
That is rough, but we're getting J.J. Abrams back. You're
Yeah,
saying?
J.J.
Then
Abrams
thanks
is
to the
directing
Lord.
episode 9.
Yeah, that's great.
But the deal is, he has to navigate what happened in The Last
He has
Jedi
to fix it, essentially.
and navigate that and not retcon everything and say, yeah, that never happened and this is not real. And,
Yeah.
and he has to navigate that back to what he did in The Force Awakens and kind of bridge everything together, plus bridge the entire saga together. As in, this is the last movie.
Makes me more
Hopefully-
excited for
hopefully
it than
it's the fucking
anything,
last
honestly.
one.
Like
Yeah.
that, like as much as that makes me think, oh, that's a lot to do. He's not gonna. That makes me think that
I
if
think
he
he
makes
can do
it
it.
good, it's gonna be excellent. Yeah,
I think
that
JJ
makes me
could do
way
You could
more.
even
excited.
say-
He's a great director.
Yeah.
Guy, excellent.
So if you didn't know,
Aiden, why
Truman
don't you
really
tell us-
fucking likes Star Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Casey,
What are
listen,
your
I hear
thoughts?
that. And I
Oh.
agree with that entirely. By the way, I want
It
to
looks
know-
like
that
it's
makes perfect
joke
sense.
time, Max.
Aiden, let's get another
Jesus
joke. Let's
Christ.
get another one.
What do you get when you ask a lemon for help? Lemonade.
What?
Lemonade.
Lemonade.
Oh! Lemonade.
Yeah.
What do you
It's
get
not
when
that
you have
funny.
sex with a lemon?
What?
Lemon AIDS.
I don't fucking like AIDS jokes.
AIDS is funny though.
AIDS is funny.
It's
Well,
Why don't we start? Why don't
I
we
mean,
talk
when
about
20 million
AIDS?
Americans died, it wasn't like that funny.
Yeah, but
Always
also
use
like,
I'm like
protection.
literally gonna get a
but
tattoo.
9/11 is also funny.
Oh, 9/11 funny because Bush did 9/11, but like that's just my thought.
We need to have a
So-
disclaimer. always use protection and make sure to talk to your partner before you do intercourse.
Before you do AIDS.
Yeah.
Anything.
Don't do AIDS without protection.
Okay, what else? What else?
Don't say
I'm
that.
pretty
Just
sure-
talk. We're having
Okay.
a conversation.
Okay. Sorry.
Speaking of AIDS, this is Andrew Garfield. He was in a play where
Did
he had
Andrew
AIDS.
Garfield get
Angels in
AIDS?
America.
No,
Is that what you're
yeah.
about to tell me?
Andrew Garfield won a Tony for
He's
Angels in
really
America.
I enjoy Andrew Garfield as an actor.
I've never seen his Spider-Man movies, so.
Okay, let's just-
don't watch his Spider-Man.
We need to get Abby to watch Spider-Man
yeah.
too.
I
Okay.
know, I haven't seen. I've only seen the third Tobey Maguire one, and then all obviously Tom
Fuck,
Holland.
did you watch
I
that?
literally
No
joke.
Why the fuck?
Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2, I could watch those over and over and
Oh, yeah.
over, and I
No,
would.
they're great. They're amazing.
Emerson, you make me so happy.
I've watched like 4 different Spider-Man cartoons, and I've read the comics. I
Best
haven't
Spider-Man
seen
cartoon.
Which
Best Spider-Man cartoon. Spectacular Spider-Man.
Spectacular
Spectacular
Spider-Man. Spectacular Spider-Man.
That was a good one.
Spectacular.
I watched
That was
one.
really
Yeah,
But
what's
the
that one?
90s one, the
Ultimate
90s one was the
Spider-Man.
shit.
Oh, no, I
Is that
agree,
one-
but
that's Ultimate Spider-Man.
and here's my thing.
Is it not?
No.
I don't know.
Ultimate Spider-Man is the worst cartoon.
Really?
No.
Hi there.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
Thank you.
We're pretty
Sorry
loud.
about that.
Don't worry,
Kind of a horrible study in
Yeah,
the
we can-
library.
we
It's
can-
soundproof.
Lemon AIDS.
She just told us to be quiet. Don't worry, we can cut that part out.
No, I think we should
Yeah,
leave
no, I
it.
think we should
definitely
okay.
leave it in.
Okay.
No, my favorite Spider-Man cartoon is Spectacular
Yep.
Spider-Man,
Okay.
and then the
Isn't that just Amazing Spider-Man? Wasn't
Yeah,
it just
yeah,
called
yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man?
What's
That
the
was-
new
No,
one?
no, it was
What's-
called the
There's
animated
so
Spider-Man
many new
series.
ones.
Yeah, but like,
Oh,
what's
yeah,
the
yeah,
new
it
one
was.
on like
That was
Disney?
I
Ultimate
don't. That's my
Spider-Man.
least
It's
favorite
like
one.
Marvel
Marvel
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man is my
It's
least
awful.
favorite.
It's so
and then
bad.
Ultimate Spider-Man is my second. But I do like
Oh,
Grace.
is that the one where he's got like the little?
Yeah,
the
he has
little,
like the. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It's,
What, the wings?
it's not
No,
bad.
the little dudes.
The
that talk
angel
on
and them on
shoulders.
his
It's
shoulder.
all right.
That's
I think
Ultimate
that it's
Spider-Man.
honestly
That's the
okay.
ultimate. Yeah, I'm not
Is it?
about that.
I've never
I
got
think it's
into
okay. That's one of the ones I watched. I mean, Spectacular Spider-Man just is the best
Is
one.
yeah, and I
period.
think literally
it
like
sets the characters up so well.
Yeah.
So well. Gwen
And it-
and like Gwen especially is really good, and Mary Jane is such a developed character in that one, like more than she is in literally anything
And like
else.
one of my favorite episodes is when he fights Molten Man, and you find out that he's
Yeah.
Liz's like older brother, and you're like, whoa. And it's like it's just I don't.
Spoiler alert.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I didn't-
DC or Marvel?
Marvel.
Marvel.
Well, okay,
Marvel.
actually,
Not-
Stop.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
Marvel.
it's
It's
okay.
Marvel.
Here's my
I like
thing.
the Flash. I like
I'm-
Superman,
Bro,
but like
do not even. I'm not even. I want to interrupt you before
No,
you.
no, no.
even say
I
it.
just have a thing to
Alright,
say.
okay.
I respect DC
What?
as a comic, like I respect DC as a
Alright.
comic book publisher,
DC has
but I
better
don't.
comics, Marvel
No.
has better movies.
Yeah.
No,
DC.
I disagree with that 100%.
Oh, yeah?
I think Marvel is better overall because they. But anyways, what I was saying was
Which comics,
DC.
bro?
What,
The
what do
original
you mean?
Batman
Why?
comics, fucking dope.
Oh yeah,
They're
no,
Exactly.
for sure.
Yeah.
They're so
But
good.
the thing is like, okay, like I base a comic based on like how it is like emotionally, and I feel like DC they have like one lens and they're like, oh, let's
Oh,
make
but-
this dark,
Yeah.
and then it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, okay.
well, we
We're-
also saw Batman's dick in a recent one, didn't we?
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't
No, that
handle
was
that.
that was
No, yeah.
Didn't we see Superman's baby dick?
Yeah,
that was
maybe
in
that's
Man of
true.
Steel,
Baby
right?
penis?
No, him as a baby with a penis. Okay.
Well, yeah, no,
Okay,
but in a
here,
comic,
here.
but like,
Oh, I can't.
Yeah.
From the
I
stand
was like, what?
Sorry.
from the
It's got a
standpoint
really
of someone
tiny
who has not ever read, I've actually.
I've only read.
No, I've
Spider-Man
never. I've never.
Spider-Man
read
comics
any of the
Pretty-
Yeah.
are the
Pretty
number
fun.
one.
Marvel has
But as
more
far
original
As
ideas.
the movies go, Marvel
Oh, yeah.
smokes DC in a
Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
heart-
No,
in a
absolutely.
second. There's
And
no argument that
Wait,
DC
what were we
is
talking
better.
about? The movies?
All right,
We're
yeah.
talking.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're
Because
talking.
Marvel has done something insane with creating the amount. I'm being quiet.
The mythology,
the
bro.
mythology of
That's
it.
what it is.
But even
over 10 years, and you see something like Avengers compared to Justice League.
oh yeah.
So it's
That's
Oh my
yeah.
God,
Here's the
Avengers
thing.
is a staple in American
Mar-
We talk about
culture.
Suicide Squad.
Marvel is willing.
Suicide Squad was also fucking.
Marvel
Jesus
is
Christ.
willing to
Yeah.
take the time to make the movies. So they're willing to make Iron Man 1 and they're willing to make Captain America the First Avenger. And
Yeah.
they're where DC was like,
Yeah.
let's make a Superman movie, then let's make a Justice
Because
League
here's
DC
movie.
saw
Marvel,
what
they
yeah.
and they copied it,
They-
but they didn't.
so
That's the exact
not
same
as
thing.
good.
No, this is where I heard the quote. It was a Marvel director who said, "It has to be the most important moment in a character's life," and none of the DC movies are like
Oh, yeah.
that,
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And
And-
they're always just doing the next thing. Okay, what can we do next? Can we do an origin story? Can we do
I
like,
al-
pull
and
them
even-
together? But
I wanna say-
Marvel does it where it makes sense. They're doing what they need to do for the next part of their universe.
Can I?
And-
Because wait, real quick, I'm never gonna get another chance to say this. The Justice League movie, the CGI villain in that, so fucking awesome. It's
horrible.
so bad.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna bother
It's-
to ever watch
And you
that
know,
in my
it's like
God-given life.
isn't it like the second most expensive movie ever
Yeah.
made?
Oh, yeah.
It's gotta-
Wow, Jesus Christ.
And that it was
Okay,
so
yeah,
horrible.
this is what
They were
happened.
just-
Yeah, back to when I was talking about Star Wars and like how they don't understand the mythology. It's the same way with DC in their movies and the way that
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
understand who Batman is
Yeah.
or who Superman is.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
once you start doing things to Batman's character in the movies, that becomes Batman in popular culture.
Yeah.
If Batman starts shooting people, that's Batman.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
not Batman.
Yo, no. I think the best like on-screen version of Batman is like Batman the
West.
animated.
No.
is Batman the animated series?
Oh.
Just because
I've heard that's good.
Killing
No,
Joke.
yeah.
Killing Joke,
was
yeah.
Classic.
My thing is just like with it, like just on Batman is they take everything that's campy about Batman in like the DC movies, they take it out. And I'm like, if you're gonna make Batman dark, then you have to make it campy, because then those clash, and that's what makes Batman. It's like, oh yeah, he's a superhero, he dresses like a bat, and he wears tights, but then he's like also like he's like got a traumatic past, and that's what I like about, and that's what I feel like they're like, oh yeah, let's make this like Marvel, but let's make it grounded, and let's take out like any of like the superhero stuff, and then I'm not about that.
You know what I will say
I
though?
just don't like that.
Batman vs Superman, horrible movie. I hated it, but it has one of the most amazing fight scenes.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a
But
misspelling
they're a little
when
dark.
they showed it
They're a
in
little
the
too
paper?
like
I-
darkly.
Wasn't there like a
blurred.
typo?
No idea.
I'm
That's
almost
horrible.
sure.
But during the fight scene where he goes into the warehouse to get one of the moms, one of the Marthas. Martha.
Why'd you say that?
But, yeah,
So
friggin'.
dumb.
But when he goes into that is such an amazingly well choreographed fight scene. The cinematography is so good. The lighting, it's amazing. It's so good. It's
Here's what I'll
God.
say though. Like, sorry, back to like the topic of like Marvel versus DC.
Yeah.
For me, like Marvel characters feel like they're superheroes because they genuinely care about helping other people.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Spider-Man, he's the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Well,
Yeah.
Spider-Man is just special in so many other aspects.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Like,
But like
Spider-Man's-
even that,
And that's
like,
when
I
you need to
love-
watch Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2.
That's-
I
I'll
love
get on
Homecoming.
it. I will try.
Don't
I'm
get me
a
wrong.
little bit busy right
I
now.
love Homecoming, and I think Homecoming's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a great movie.
No, I know I need to watch them.
But and I,
I
think
think-
it's the best Spider-Man movie, but the best Peter Parker movies are Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Spider-Man.
What's your favorite Spider-Man movie?
I can't just to
Can't
watch.
decide. Yeah, just your favorite movie, just based on principle. If you had to choose it to watch, which would you choose?
I'd say
Just
two.
because-
I'd say Spider-Man 2. I think it's
Yeah,
I think
no,
it's classic.
for the
It's
like
great.
nostalgia and like how much I could literally like put in Spider-Man 2 and just like start it over. And like you see these little things with the development of Peter,
Yeah.
and like I love that so much. And my thing is like Sam Raimi, even though like the third one is terrible, but Sam Raimi gets like what makes Peter Parker Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And I love that he's like literally like there are just scenes of him sitting in his room.
It's so good. 3 could
Oh,
have
no,
been so
absolutely.
much better
So
than it was.
bad.
But the
So
concept is so
The
cool.
concept is good, but that's not Peter in the
I
third
know.
one. They changed him.
Yeah.
And why? Okay, here's my thing. Here's my thing.
Like,
So
I didn't even see the
sad.
other ones.
It
I
could
know.
have been so fucking good.
Every
They were great, but-
one thing, like every one of his villains, like they were like, oh yeah, Oscorp, like that was the thing about the Raimi ones, and then they're like, oh yeah, and by the way, like space and stuff, and then like
Yeah.
where they
Sandman.
set up
Yeah.
Kurt Connors and like since Spider-Man 1, where he's like, Dr. Connors fired me, and then they have
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2, he like bumps into him. Can you imagine how good it would have been if like now his mentor through like the first and the second movie pops up as the Lizard?
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah.
been great, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's what, and like that's what
True.
Sam Raimi wanted, but then the studio pushed for like they're like Venom, like this is the finale, and he's like,
I mean, that's the thing about Tom Holland is they're never gonna let him be that emotionally deaf.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they're
Oh,
never
yeah.
gonna let him do that
Yeah.
because he's like the kid Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And like I love him. I
Oh, yeah.
love
Yeah.
him. I think he's a great kid Spider-Man, but
Mhm.
he's never gonna have that like intensity
can agree
and
with
complexity
that.
of like plot or of character.
Unless
What's your favorite?
this-
What's your favorite then?
I mean,
Oh yeah,
She's
you
gonna
I
guys-
say
haven't fucking seen him. The one in the
Yeah.
comics.
My-
the Spectacular Spider-Man. Like I don't.
Max is gonna say Spider-Verse, and
Yeah.
I have to Spider-Verse is up there for me.
Okay,
Well,
we're talking
that-
about our favorite
that's
ones to
different.
watch.
That's different
See,
because
yeah,
Miles Morales
Spider-Man-
is like a different
yeah, yeah.
character than Peter Parker.
And,
So
like-
I love Peter Parker
Alright.
to death.
Okay.
But like in terms of Spider-Man, I
Yeah.
can't.
If we're talking like true Spider-Man, I think Spider-Verse is like its own different
Oh,
category.
yeah,
'cause that's
absolutely.
different. Like,
No, I mean definitely.
yeah,
But
it's
I
great.
respect
Spider-Verse
that.
was fucking
I
awesome.
love Spider-Verse so much. Like,
Yeah, I think it totally
it's
counts.
really good.
I just have
Oh,
an
no,
emotional
I-
attachment. to your
I think it. See, that's fair, and I can understand
Yeah.
that.
And visually, it is.
Oh yeah.
It's like
God,
it's stunning.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
No.
like candy for your eyes.
God.
It's so good.
Oh,
So
it's
good.
such a good movie.
Speaking
I
of
love it.
candy for your eyes, why should a dog? Should a dog go when it's lost its tail?
Something about candy.
The retail store, of
Oh.
course.
Candy.
Nothing about candy. I just
I mean,
needed
you
a
get candy at a
segue.
store, so
Alright,
it's
that's
like
it.
like a loose
We're
connection.
done.
Good.
We're done.
We're
We're
done.
done. That's it.
You want to wrap up?
Yeah, we're wrapping up. We have to go.
Well,
Oh, really?
they can still do it, can't
Yeah,
they?
you guys can still do it.
No, we're not gonna do it
Just
by
have-
Yeah,
yourself.
no.
No, we're good. I'm not just
Well,
gonna.
wait,
thought you just
Aiden
read
or-
the
I'm not
Oh
gonna
yeah, I
read
guess
Star
Aiden would need
Wars.
to write. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a good first
Good
episode. It
podcast.
was pretty good.
How long were we at?
We're at like almost 35, 35.
Oh, so you're like 4 hour.
Wait,
plan
no,
and
my last
everything.
joke. My last joke. This
Finish
was my
it up.
favorite
Wrap
one.
it up, Aiden.
Okay.
Oh, Lord bless you.
He can't find it.
Yes, no, this is good.
Okay.
Okay. What would you call an obese sidekick?
Oh.
I don't know either.
A fortune teller.
All right, let's go.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you
Okay,
for listening.
yeah, thank you for listening.
That was the worst.
See you guys later.
That was bad.